I got glasses and notes. Yeah. Greetings and salutations. This is your girl, Outspoken Diva, and let's have a talk about it, shall we? What are we talking about today? Today we are talking about the book Harlem Rhapsody by Victoria Christopher Murray. Here's the cover right here. If you watched my review of A Harlem Wedding by Tiffany L. Warren, I told you all that I was going to read this book and review it, so here we are. What is Harlem Rhapsody about? It is about Ms. Jessie Redmond Fawcett. In 1919, she is a teacher, and she had been just named the literary editor of The Crisis, the first black woman to hold this position at a preeminent Negro magazine. Jessie is now poised to achieve literary greatness. W.E.B. Du Bois, the founder of The Crisis, is not only Jessie's boss, he's her lover. And neither his wife nor their 14-year age difference can keep them two apart. Amid rumors of their tumultuous affair, Jesse also attacks the challenge of discovering young writers with fervor, finding 16-year-old County Cullens, 17-year-old Langston Hughes, and Nella Larson. Jesse is now a force to be reckoned with. Under Jesse's leadership, African American writers in the country wanted their works published in The Crisis, and she made sure it was done. Then her first novel is released to great acclaim, and it is clear that Jessie is now at the heart of the generation of literary legends, and she strives to preserve her legacy. She'll soon learn that there's a high cost to parallel her success. And no, I have not read you all the book that was on the back of the book. So, yeah. So, and when I do reviews in grand diva review style, we're going to do the good, the bad, and the diva of Harlem Rhapsody by Victoria Christopher Murray. And also, the good, the bad, the diva is a head nod to Andrea Black Nerd Comedy. Um, the goods. This is a very factual fiction. Like, you can't, these things happened. Whether who W.E.B. Du Bois was, whether you know who Jesse Fawcett is, you know who Langston Hughes is, you should, County Cullens, Nella Larson, you know these things. There are things in this book, there are incidents in this book surrounding the thing that okay, yeah, this is happening during that time, those times. So, yeah, so it's very factual. You can put anything you read in this book, you can go put it down and go look it up. Look those things up. It's there. Okay. Um, Jesse. Jesse's story is not just about her love affair with adulterous affair with W.E.B. Du Bois. They go into her writings, her work for The Crisis and the Brownie book, which was the children's magazine that was like The Crisis, but it was for children. Um, we see her writing, her work and developing and discovering writers. This is during the Harlem Renaissance time, so we see those. You see her work and her working with young writers. Like I said, you see her editing, and you also see her prose. Her novels and stuff. Sorry about that. Delivery came and that set the dog off. So yeah. What was I saying? About her prose, her novels and things of that nature. We see, her writings. You actually see excerpts of different writings and poems and stuff that were, you know, those are included. You see it, and then, like I said, you actually see her working. You don't. Like I said, it's not just a fair and no. You also get a feeling. She gets an award for one of the books, and there's a party, and there's an event, and you see her thought process. You see her feelings and things going around and doing this party. So, and it's very wonderful. There's another event that you see her thoughts. You get to be in the mind of Jesse. You know, I mean, you're always. I mean, this is written in first person, but there is a more descriptive feeling. You get more description about her feelings. So, um, the family. She has a very good family circle, and they give her very good advice and warnings. Whether she wants to listen to them or not. But you see her mother, her sister, and one of her brothers show up, and yeah, what we're thinking, they're thinking. They're saying what we're thinking. Like, yeah, no, no, ma'am. Anything that's good, anything they support her in those ways. Anything that's bad, they don't support her, and they're like, no, this is dumb. Or however, and they have their questions and stuff. They're a very good circle, very good angel on the shoulder, type character. So I like that. Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes, but if we are seeing him at 17, a young Langston Hughes before he goes off to college, we start him out, and we gradually see Langston Hughes become Langston Hughes. So, and it's very good to see because, like I said, most time when we think of Langston Hughes, we see, we get all the poems and all of those things, and you see these great body of works that he's done. Well, we get to see how some of this is developed. Okay, uh, if you know the movie, not the movie, what is the name of there is a movie. It's based on a book by Nella Larson, Passing, and Jesse Fawcett's book Plum Bum. They are based on no, they are inspired from a court case of a white man suing his wife, who is black, but she was passing for white, or that's what he accuses her of. And there's passing, and those are what those books are inspired by. They're not really based on, but they're inspired by. And the court case is in this book, and it is wonderful. And you see how they feel about it, the talk about it, and those things. So, and then my last good is the wonderfulness of Nina Dubois. Dubois. Um, in a Harlem wedding, she was a good because when she spoke, right? Nina Dubois. I want someone to go and I want y'all to find her letters and do a fictional account of her letters, and because this woman in this book, when she spoke, she spoke. Oh yes, when she spoke, she spoke. But Nina Dubois is just her being there, being in the grand scheme of things. Just when she shows up on the scene, just her being there is petty. Just her being there is menacing, and she has every right to be those things. She is very on a see me see you, and not just with Jesse Fawcett, with her husband, with people within their community. See me see you. She's not this shrinking violets. this oh woe is me. Um, she is a wife. I am the wife. My thing is, I feel like, you know, my opinion, women who don't leave their husbands because they're having an affair, they stay in the marriage. I want them to study Nina Dubois. 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 I think it's Dubois, yes. I've heard it as Dubois. I don't know why I keep saying Dubois. Nina Dubois needs to be studied. Because, like I said, see me, see you at all times. You know, when she speaks, she speaks. If no one else doesn't see what's going on, Nina saw it. She may not speak on it right then, oh, but she saw it. And when, like I said, she even, like I said, not just to Jesse and to her husband, even Jesse's mom got hit with a strike. Even some of the ladies that were really on Miss Du Bois' side, she kind of had a, them sometimes, and I loved it. She was a good. Yeah, her depiction is very good. All right, so that was the end of the goods. Let's talk about these cons. I don't have as many cons as I do goods, but these cons, when I get to my rating, is because of the cons. W.E.B. Du Bois is never going to beat none of the accusations, none of the charges, none of the allegations. Of course, womanizing, of course. And this whole, I just don't understand elitism, trying to be hid within black intellectualism. As a black intellect, you don't have to be elitist. You just be smart. I don't understand talented tenth behavior, ideologies. I don't understand. And before y'all like, well, you no, I don't understand Booker T. Washington's pull yourself by your bootstraps type. No, okay. And then, but W.E.B. Du Bois and this talented tenth, what he considers talented it's not always what's considered talented on other ends, you know? And like I said, it's just an elitism and an opinion based behavior. I do not like this man. I read, and when I was in college, I read The Soul of Black Folks. And yeah, no. And like I said, he's just pompous and elitist for no good reason. Yes, yes, I get that we all want the best for our race. We want the best, but to be hypocritical about it, to sneer your nose down, and the fact that you are brazen about it, you don't care, that you like this, yeah, no, okay, the affair, chapter 1, verse, I don't know, just before you even the affair is obvious. But let me tell y'all through this whole book, I was like, why are they having an affair? What is the goal? It's not she there's something disjointed with was the birds and bees that good? It wasn't for her to be able to make a step up. I don't see that she loves him. It's just an affair to be having an affair. This way it seems to me. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. So yeah, that's why the advice and the warnings that her family gives her. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Cause what are y'all doing? So her attitudes about everyone who has, especially the ladies that are not kin to her, who have they have action. There's some folks who, yeah, I would have told them to sit down too, but her little attitude sometimes was a little bit. You're wrong, and you're wrong. Okay, why? Okay, and then there are portions of this book, and I think that's where the disconnect for the affair and so there are portions of this book where it feels like it's research. Like, let's make sure we have this fact. That's why the book is very factual. It's very good factual fiction, but it's also the facts, some of these facts are like shoehorned in, or let's make sure this is said and let's make sure this is said. I appreciate it, but then also it's obvious. It's very, you know, make sure, just some things just don't. It doesn't feel as imaginative to me. It feels, like I said, very, make sure we say this, okay? And then Jesse Foster gets married later on in life, okay? Yeah, this is not a spoiler. This is, like I said, this is factual stuff. But it's like a footnote. And I don't like it's a footnote later on at the end of the book. I wish we could have, yeah, I mean, I know it's about her affair with him, but can we kind of, mention she lives happily ever after with this other man? I don't know, but yeah, I didn't like that. Those are my cons. Let's talk about the diva. Um, there is a organization that is mentioned in this book. I don't care if it's shoehorned. It might be part of the shoehorned in facts, but those of you who know the diva part are the things that mean a lot to me. Outspoken diva. And there's this organization that Outspoken Diva was a member of when she was in college. This organization is the oldest living secular organization in America, and well, no, in Black America. It was founded in 1896. How dare me say those words? 1896 it was founded. I became a member in 1997, and that organization is the National Association of Colored Women's Clubs, the NACWC, and they make it a little, little appearance, little small appearance in the book, and I was very happy to see that. Yeah, whenever I see NACWC or hear our history, hear the history of the organization come up, I always notice in Self Made, the Madam C.J. Walker story, you hear our history, and I remember me and my club sisters was all like, "Have y'all seen it?" So yeah, in this book, yeah, was a little brief mentioning of them, and I was happy to see that. So yeah. And my last diva is Jessie herself. This is a smart woman who wanted her credit, and I can't uh you can't disregard that. You can't sneeze at that. That is a that was a wonderful thing to see. Like I said, she wasn't just out here having an affair. She wasn't trying to use the affair to make a stepping stone. She was just wasn't this lovelorn ditzy woman, and oh, she finally figures it out. No, she was actually out there doing the work. And she made sure she was seen doing the work, doing lifting as she was climbing. That's the motto of NSCWC. But yeah, she was lifting as she was climbing with the Harlem Renaissance authors and poets. She made sure she was seen doing the work. Okay, and she wanted people to know that. I mean, you're not gonna just kiss me over the side, and this other person's not gonna take the credit. I'm gonna take my credit. And that was a beautiful thing to say. Okay. All right. So that was the good, the bad, and the diva of Harlem Rhapsody by Victoria Christopher Murray. What is my rating? I give this book a 3.25 out of 5. All because it was, like I said, the cons, other than the W.E.B. Du Bois, everything else was very strong. Like I said, very strong. Like I said, strong factual stuff. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, I got it. And like I said, that affair, I'm like, there's something. It was something very cold, about it. I'm like, why are y'all doing this? So yeah, that really, I don't know. I never got the end game for the goal. The end game goal that was supposed to be for that them doing it. So if it was one, I mean, maybe that's how they maybe when the research, they get, most of the research is from letters and stuff. So yeah, maybe that was the reason. That was it. So, but yeah, I give it a 3.25 out of 5 for this book. So after this book, I'm going to read With Love from Harlem. Um, it is about the Hazel Scott and Adam Clayton Powell story. You don't know, Adam Clayton Powell was a senator. I know he's a politician and pastor. Hazel Scott is a pianist. If you ever seen, I know when Alicia Keys played the piano, the dual pianos, and everybody was like, Alicia Keys is not the first one. It was this lady. This is the lady. Okay, so yeah, I'm reading that. I just started, so I am literally on the second chapter. So, and then after that, I am going to read some nonfiction because I have not read any nonfiction this year. So yeah. So yeah. What are you guys reading? Let me know down in the comment section. Have you read or are you going to read Harlem Rhapsody by Victoria Christopher Mary? Let me know down in the comment section down below on the social media site that you see this on, or you can always shoot me an email at the email address that is in the description box, okay? And other than that, talking to you in adult terms.